That's actually turning easy.
First drive. Anyone can buy a Chinese truck straight from China.
But who can make one for cheaper than they can do it in China?
That's what we're here to do today. See it. Wow. Here she is. Been sitting on the side of our house for a little bit. We've been wanting to get to this project, but obviously the go-kart took priority as we were the last things worked out, not kinked out.
Inja picked this up for 150 bucks.
Yep.
The reason this is the ideal platform is it's got massive suspension travel. It's narrow enough. We can make it the smallest pickup truck ever made. Goal for weight's gonna be 300 or less pounds.
Dang.
So super small. Half of that be electronic components, and then just a real lightweight frame that goes around a fiberglass body.
Hopefully it's gonna be a pretty quick project. I'm excited. So let's get this thing to the front, dude.
Let's do it. Kind of hot to hang on to, actually.
It's gonna be freaking sweet. Like any at-home project, we gotta clean out a space for the project. There's lots of stuff laying around and we're not working out of a professional shop here. It's just us in the garage.
Starting off this project, Lord Kurt fashioned a sweet table out of some metal pipes we had laying around so we could use that as a stand. Kurt officially started the project by tearing down the Chinese quad, taking all the gas components out to make room for the electronics and all.
What's the whole general plan here?
I decided we're gonna cut it anywhere in here, it doesn't matter where. Stretch it out 8 inches, which will give us enough room for the pedals to be up in front of us a little bit. Drop it down a little bit. We'll probably chop this a little lower, put the steering wheel down just a little bit, build a front that comes out here, a bed that starts here and goes to back there.
And wouldn't you know it that we have a video sponsor today. So today we're taking a look at the Astro AI jump starter with air compressor. So let's get this thing unboxed and see what we're working with. All right, let's take a look at the Astro AI jump starter with air compressor. First impression is it's not big for like a dual unit like this. Then in the bottom of the box, you got your user manual, a couple other things. Carrying case, which is nice. Then you have the jump starter cables here.
The Astro AI jump starter and air compressor is a 2-in-1 unit to keep you on the road, whether you have a dead battery or a flat tire. And the best part is it's a portable unit you can take with you anywhere. It also has external USB and USB-C ports to charge your devices and a light you can turn on anytime. I love its form factor, its build quality, and it airs up tires really quickly. The user interface and large screen is easy to use and easy to operate.
It's always nice to have a portable air pump so I can just stick it in the car and go and not have to actually air it up with a real air compressor. So all you gotta do is connect it, set it to the correct PSI, and let's see how it does. Aired it up about 5 PSI in about 20 seconds. Not too bad, not too bad at all. And let's show you guys the jump start feature as well. Red to red, black to black. Just plugs in right here. And it automatically turns on. And you guys can see it indicates the connection is correct.
The 1500 amp jump starter works equally as well. It's capable of starting any passenger vehicle, and it's super easy to connect to the battery with the included jump cables.
Easy. There we go. Well, that's gonna do it for the Astro AI. These things are so nice to just throw in your car in emergency situations. If you need to air up your tire, if you need to jump your car, this will do it both. So these are so nice to have. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Astro AI, jump starter, and air compressor. There's a link below if you guys wanna check it out. Let's get back to work.
Kind of hard to get right.
All right, Lord Kurt's been making some mad progress on this thing. Lord Kurt, if you want to just walk us through all you've been doing while I've been gone.
Yeah.
Welding away, go for it.
No, it's easy. Chop the middle out, but there wasn't quite enough space for a bench seat and all the pedals that are gonna be required. We're thinking about putting in obviously a throttle pedal, mechanical brake, and then a regen brake separately, which would be kind of like a fun thing. You can choose if you want to regen or not. But anyway, there wasn't enough room for that, so we chopped it, extended it out. What I've done is I've tried to make it so that it's obviously got the structural component. We're doing pretty lightweight tubing, so we can just keep it as light as we can, but we're doing a lot of angle braces and things to help strengthen it up in the weak points that come from that. Right now we've got the cabin, the top part of the cabin coming on. Super tall. You want to make sure that there's enough room for seating, and I mean, my head will probably be sitting up just about 4 inches from the roof. But what we're thinking about doing, and you can tell this is a good idea, a little larger tube that we can chop this off, drill some holes through, and you can remove the top to have a kind of Jeep style convertible. And then when you want to put it on, it's just slide it into 4 tubes, put a pin through, and it's got a top on it. You're gonna have one plug to disconnect because there's gonna be a solar panel on the top that will be charging a huge battery, 4.5 foot bed on what would be a otherwise very small, still functional, but like it'll almost be the size where you could put like a washer in it, which like that's pretty cool. You probably actually could put a washer in this. No, like legitimately it'll be extremely functional, like surprisingly so. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Right.
The weight of this right now, less than 200 pounds with this whole frame as it is. The weight with everything installed, I'm expecting to be 400 pounds or less, which is about half the weight of what the Scam car is. And so weight that is there, the power of motors required, like you can get such a performance out of such little power. It's gonna feel like a very fun to drive vehicle and so functional with like 80 miles of battery range. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Unbelievable. This is our most expensive item. This is $400 out of the total budget of $1,500 that we're putting into this.
Yeah.
Which is another fun thing. It's like we're doing it as cheaply as you can. Fantastic thing, cheap as you can do. Like,
and a quick project too. It's not even like that crazy.
Exactly. The back of a quad's always narrower, so Inja picked up some spacers, 2-inch spacers there. We're upgrading the front to include disc brakes. They're small. It's a lightweight vehicle. You don't need much more than that. We're gonna have electronic brakes as well. It's not like it's just relying on that, but that is an improvement. The front had drum brakes, and that's just a mess to keep mess to keep maintained and a mess to get to work well. There's gonna be a whole console feature inside of that, but this is an Android Apple CarPlay capable display here. Cool speaker system. That'll sound really good. Pod lights, probably a bar for the top.
We'll get more too. I saw these on AliExpress. They look cool, and it was like 10 bucks for all of them. So
went crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get more as it goes on. DC converter. You need one of these for any 12-volt systems. That's going to be powered by a 72-volt battery, which is boxed up. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about because it means I don't have to build a battery from scratch. All right, so this is the Vatrer battery pack. It's a 72-volt, 105 amp hour. It's 22S lithium iron phosphate, so it's a little bit below 72. It's exactly what we need for this purpose, though. It's about 7.4 kilowatt hours. Super high life cycle. I think it's like rated for 5,000 cycles or something ridiculous. That's just what lithium iron phosphate is. They last forever. They are super safe. This is the ideal pack for what we're dealing with. I mean, you can see you just take a piece of metal and you just drill holes in it and you bolt it right down, and this thing is installed, and all you do is hook up your charge and discharge right to there. BMS already included. I did some shopping. I hit up Amorge battery packs as well. If I wanted to get one custom made with Chinese cells sent here, it would have been like $1,700, $1,800, something like that, from China. No, actual quality control. It's just from some dude making them, which they're good, but it's what it is. Anywhere domestically, this was like $500 cheaper than anything else that was on the market. It's got carrying handles,
heavy too,
130 pound total weight. They're high discharge. I think it's rated for like 600 amps or something. Way more than we need, but that's the whole point of this type of thing. Like you just sit it in there, you can drive it for weeks without dealing with it. Trickle charge it with a solar panel, and I mean, it's like foolproof. You don't have to worry about it. That's powering a motor you may recognize. This is our former motor from the Scam car, which impressed me way more than I thought it would. It could handle a lot of power. It did so with grace. We tried to kill it. We couldn't.
That's right.
You probably recall. Oh, jeez! It smells hot. Did that happen on its own?
I kind of let off.
Okay.
This is just on the stock motor too.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna blow it up, but we couldn't do it. We're powering that with a little lower voltage. When we upgraded the scam card, this was taking like 88 nominal. We're putting that into a 72 volt fire driver. Not a massive amount of power, but it's not feeding a super heavy vehicle, and it's not gonna be geared for a massively high speed. We're thinking about 40 miles an hour top speed. You'll notice it's like built for a differential. I've got to convert this to a sprocket, a 420 chain, weld some rods in there. I don't want to put too much heat and ruin the battery or the magnets. If you heat up magnets, they end up going out. So I want to find a way to do it with minimal welding, but I've got to attach something directly to that shaft. We're thinking about putting a built-in bolt points for like battery bank that you can plug power tools into and whatever. Have that connect straight to our battery, straight to the solar panels. So you got like, it's charging itself back up as you're using it, from like trickle charging. And I mean, I see a lot of ways that this can be a really good like synergistic addition to the back of that truck. So I'm pretty excited about that. And that's just like awesome. A little, just drive it around, carry your tools, plug them in. Yeah. And it's like.
And it'll never die. You never have to even charge this thing. It's hilarious how massive that battery pack is and how tiny that motor is. Looks like it should be like opposite.
I mean, and then the bench seat goes right over the top of it, controller up on top, everything under the seat. You're not gonna see anything.
We went over to our local metal supplier to pick some more steel up to finish the frame. And heck yeah, by the time we got home, tires had shown up. So I went ahead and loaded up the rims and tires, and that night I went over to my dad's house since he recently bought a tire machine and wanted to get more familiar with it. Shout out to my dad again, since he's always down to help on our project. The first wheel was a bit getting familiar with the tool again for him, but he knocked out the next three super quickly. With the wheels done, we were ready to have the truck rolling around when the frame is finished up. So Lord Kurt got straight to work the next time he was over at my house, and he's eyeballing a lot of these measurements and angles. So I'm gonna be interested to see how it comes out in the end. Like normally he's really good, but we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, he ran out of metal when he was almost finished with the frame. So he jumped onto wiring up the electric powertrain until we could make another metal run.
AliExpress, Dollar Express. I've been hooking up every kind of weird thing that I might need eventually. If I see it, I'm like, I'm buying it. Because it's like basically free. Double clip on this.
I see it powered up.
Took it a second. Now I've got it bound and paired. We'll go straight to auto learn first. We're mounted up here. If it goes flying, we'll deal with the failure here.
Wow.
Successful learn.
How about that? That's awesome,
All
dude.
right, good. So now it should respond as it's supposed to. So our voltage is 72.3. So that's at 6,600. That's more than it can handle. I'm going to put a limit on it. I'm going to see where it feels right. So max RPM's at 12,000. So the most that it could do is like 66 or 67, and it was freaking out at that. So I'm just going to go to 6,000 as the max. And that sounds fun. So we'll do a max of 56. So if we limit it to this, no matter what the charge will be, it'll always hit the same top speed. So that's one little benefit, I guess, of doing it this way. And then we just got to gear it to now that's 40. I'll have to count the teeth on this, and if I know the teeth and the wheel diameter, which we now know that too, then I can calculate it top speed and pick the right gear for the front. This is all you need, electric powertrain wise, to get an electric build running. Super simple, especially when you get a pretty simple battery. You just need a battery combined with a controller, throttle that hooks to, and a motor that it sends the power to. This is the simplest form that this can take. If you want to have regen braking, and separately, and you can have a pedal for that, you got to add complexity. You want to have 3 gear switch, that's complexity. You can add all those onto those extra pins, but when it comes down to it, you just need a throttle connection and connecting this controller to the battery positive, and you're all set to go. This unit here is what allowed me to, in 30 minutes, and this is not an exaggeration, go from having nothing hooked up to having the motor spinning, and that's because this is start to finish, pre-installed, completed with a BMS inside, charging setup taken care of. It can't get any simpler than this. It's got battery negative, battery positive, and then a data transmission cable, which connects to a battery readout. Right at half voltage, this came from Vatchword. As far as pre-constructed, high-quality cell batteries go, realistically, this is actually the cheapest option if you're not getting something from China from some guy that will make it, you know, and who knows what the quality at that point is. These are lithium iron phosphate cells, super high life cycle, super high discharge potential. We should see minimal voltage sag. It tells all kinds of things, the temperature of the battery. You can push this to scan through. You can see if you're charging or not. And then you can also look at each of the cell voltages and you can see the real-time BMS reading. The lowest cell right now is 3.283 volts and the highest cell is on the next page now. It looks like, whoops, I guess it's only 16 cells. Where'd it go? Right here, 3.288. So it's a difference of like 0.008 volts.
Yeah.
It's been maintaining this sitting in the garage for, I don't know, a little while.
A couple
of months. Yeah, a couple months while we got this all figured out. No loss of voltage. It's been maintaining itself really well. Really cool battery. This was something where they were kind enough to give it for the sake of this build. So our budget didn't go up, but this is a way nicer battery than we would need for this build. We're combining two different thoughts here. Fantastic battery, way better than we need. So our budget didn't go through the roof because they gave it. But if you were looking for a replacement for something that, like a golf cart or whatever, there's not a cheaper drop-in replacement that comes with everything built than this that I could find. And I did some shopping because I wanted to say that with confidence. At least the sale price that it was at when I was shopping, it was cheaper than anything else aside from like Chinese suppliers. The next step from here really is strengthening the structure more. This is a really thin gauge steel, which was intentional because I want it to be super light. What that means is I'm going to need to put like side-by-side style cross braces on here, strengthen this bed, it'll make this a little bit wider so that it has some stability, put the tailgate on with the extendable tubes. There's more to be done on this, but if we did have wheels and a chain, I could drive it right now.
Couldn't find any sizes and stuff that we needed for these. So the steering hubs, the wheel knuckles, I guess, I don't know what they're called, but I finally found the right ones that has the right size hole. So I was ordering and returning until I got one that actually did end up working, because there's no measurements on these. The ball joints I wouldn't say are exactly perfect, but it's a truck. They're supposed to be like that. All right, I'm gonna get myself actually organized again here, and then we're gonna get to work. Hopefully tomorrow we'll throw those wheels on, get this thing done.
Wondering if there's medicine I can take. Until the sun goes down, that's when I can let it out. You can call me crazy, I call it fate. Transformation taking over me. From dusk till dawn, I'm digging my way up the grave. From dusk till dawn, I'm staring my fears in the face. From dusk till dawn, I got some hell to raise. They've got a price to pay. From dusk till dawn, from dusk till dawn.
It's not even all that heavy. I'm probably picking up maybe like 80 pounds.
I'm probably at 105.
This thing looks so much more epic on the ground. Look at that.
I'm gonna put this over
That's
here so it's out of the way.
We just figured out steering too. Look at that.
Right there.
Basically done now.
Actually put,
Oh gosh.
it snapped. I thought that was gonna happen. Let me just hit a couple welds on it real quick.
Got it?
Yeah.
Oh, stuck.
I'll scooter it. There we go. That's actually turning easy.
First drive. Woohoo! That's so sick. That actually doesn't look bad at all. Look at that, dude.
All right, ready?
I'm ready. This thing's actually fun. Wow.
Oh yeah. Now we're cooking. All right, I got no brakes.
Careful,
hit the
careful,
Lambo.
careful. No.
That was a joke, dude.
Pump it, pump it.
Yeah, that was the same exact situation.
All right, well, anyway, that's the proof of concept, you guys. I mean, it's not even proof of concept. It is the concept.
Almost as much power as it's going to have when it's got a motor in it.
Yeah, when I was pushing.
When he was pushing it.
It was too slow, and we got a lot of progress done, and I'm super happy to be back working on this. Next video should be running and driving. Smash that like button, and anything else, Lord Kurt?